Yo. 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 Yo, yo, yo. What's up, boys? How we doing today? Alright, let me move some stuff around. We should be Gucci. Alright, let me put the mix grind. Oh, no, no. Oh, hello. Actually, we should do the newest video today. Let me pull that up real quick. Welcome. We are going to continue to do League SBC runs, boys. We got a ton of packs that's still open. Obviously, we're flexing real quick. Give me 1 second. It's taking forever to load. Alright, there we go. Congrats on Eusebio poll. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys. Let's go. Alright, I'm going to try my best to not trade on the side because I want this to be as accurate as possible, but the picking up and flipping libs and suds is just so easy, man. Look at this. We're selling for 1,000. Look what we were sniping at during marquee matchups. Where is it? First owner. Oh, it's probably the lower rated ones. On that page. There he is. We sniped a few for 200. I'm proud about that. Protect, what's up, buddy? Yeah, let's continue open packs, boys. We got dailies to get through. We have bunch of stuff to go. We are up to now 365 smaller goal players packs. So the goal is going to be, hopefully, if we could get to, if we could get to 500 plus by the end of, not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend, that'd be perfect. But I have a feeling it's going to be way higher than that. I got a feeling if we keep grinding the way we are, we'll be cooking for a while. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Oh! 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 Boys, are informs just the easiest thing to pack in the world now? I feel like I get like 50 a day. Is anyone else in the same boat? How'd the game go yesterday? I dropped an absolute stinker in terms of shooting ability. I had 3 shots on a single play, so I did what I said before where I was going to get the ball at left center back and take a touch up, beat a defender, was outside the box, wanted to put it bottom bins, had it open. All I had to do was just hit it low and hard. And I hit it low and hard, and the goalkeeper just out of nowhere makes a Neuer-type save. Just completely dives, parries it away. Ball bounces back out, recycles to me to the top of the box. I first time Travella it, off the board, back to me. Third time, finesse shot, try to go top bins, and it just goes wide. I said, I'm done. We're not trying this anymore. There's a girl on our team that was scoring every chance, so I'm like, you know what? We're going to get her the ball, and she's going to score. She scored 4 or 5. Then second half came, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna make this work. I'm gonna 1-2 with her, and we're gonna get a goal. So I was on the right side of the pitch this time, and she made a run behind the defender. So I played her through, but she didn't have an angle to shoot. So as I played her through, I made a run so that she could hit me first time into the box. So she plays me first time, the most perfect ball. Goalkeeper comes out, gets my angle so I can't get a left-footed shot off. So I fake shot, slide it from my left foot to my right foot past the goalkeeper, and all I got to do is tap it in, and it's going to go in. And again, the goalkeeper just out of nowhere gets a hand and parries it away into the glass. And then I get the ball with my right foot, and all I got to do, once again, lay it in. So I lay it in. Goalkeeper parries it off the line. Runs right back to me. 3 people stuck to me. I play it top of the box to the person wide open, and we miss. So I'm done, man. I'm done. 7-7. I'll take that. We have a doubleheader, I guess, next week. So I'll have to score 2 next week to make up for missing today or yesterday. I have about 55 to 62 of the weeks in my storage. Yeah, I got to figure out what we're going to do with the ones in storage for sure. They're just going to keep getting into my grind plans if I don't deal with them sooner than later. Sounds like a wild game. We won 7-6, and they had 2 shots in the final 15 seconds of the game to potentially tie it. I had like the final clearance. The ball bounced to one of their wingers, and I tried to just stick my leg out and block a shot. Goes off the board, lands to me. I just hold it in the corner and just kick it out as the game expired. But yeah, I was crapping my pants. We had 20 seconds left. We had the ball. All we had to do was play it to the corner and just waste time. But instead, we turned the ball over right in the middle of the pitch. And I thought for sure they were scoring, man. Oh, gosh. Dude, it's like they need to patch IRL goalkeepers, man. I don't know, man. It's wild out here. What's up, my boy? Got 87 Scream Griezmann Finesse. Nice, man. Oh, wait. Is that the new PP? Should I stick my stuff into a PP, boys? Just shove it in there, make some space. Oh, and the 86 plus mix. There's a Scream thing though, right? Or was I tripping earlier? Cool Moon. Yeah, here we go. So while the boosts are out for the next week, every day you can do one. Team of the week needed in an 85 squad. This is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. Alright, what do you guys think I'm getting in this? If you had to guess. We'll save those 88s for something else. We'll stick some, I think 85s. Oh, I got Nuno today from the League SBC grind as well. First owner. W. Is 85s good? Oh. So we need an 86. I don't think we had an 86 dupe. Mobo got Eusebio? Yes, sir. If you guys missed it, it's the pinned video in chat. If you want to see our reaction. Crazy moment. Alright. What's the best thing you can get in these? What's like considered good? Vinny, think I know what I'm doing with these mixed league SBCs. I'm basically just buying cards for it. When I run out, of most go to premium. That's one way you can do it. We can I can make another video on how to do it if you're just buying out cards to like maximize it. That one's more for if people already have coins and fodder and aren't at risk of going out. Oh, jeez. Oh. Sorry. Okay. Let's open this, boys. All right, dudes, we got the Cold Moon player pick. Cold. Can we get a cold player, though? That's the real question. What is it, 1 of 3? Come on, EA. The Kabbalah card doesn't look too bad, but my goodness, EA. Give us some good ones, please. I never pack anything on this account, boys. I literally have the worst luck in the world. Not so cold, true. Yeah, I might need to start a new account, boys. We seem to never get anything on this one. Talking about making coins back with that Eusebi, you made more than you had before you started, even if it's untradeable. Well, so that's another thing too, right? Because what people get held up on different things, so I feel like I need to elaborate in different areas. When you're doing a Team of the Year pack save, especially, one of the best things you can do is not coin related, it's value related. Give yourself the most value that you're saving and you're opening in the meantime. And I feel like the mix into the premium and doing those both side by side is literally perfect for that. Cold pick. Yeah, like that alone, right? We put 600k coins in to get over 75 runs. We'll end up finishing with probably well over 100 by the time we recycle everything. And then we open all the tradable packs. We'll probably get most of our coins back, if not potentially even more. I feel like that's a really good position to be in. And not only that, if this experiment works, I want to do it again, but with all my remaining coins and do it even more in bulk. I think that'd be sick. But yeah, if you just take it from that perspective, we put 600k. We're going to get most of those coins back, but we got 5.5 million value within the first, what, 50 runs? It was on 3.9 million liquid before Thunderstruck, now 4.3 million liquid, 2.5 in the team, and a bunch of tradable team of the weeks and specials. But also, too, another thing that I didn't even realize we could talk about. Imagine this grind when you have coins already, and you're someone like Brecht who can make coins with investments or just club stock easily. You don't even have to actively trade. You're spending so little on average per run, both for the premium and the mix, but you're getting so many coins back that even if you're losing, let's say, it averages out, maybe let's say you lose 3k per run. You made 100 runs, you maybe lost out on 300k, not including the untradables that would turn into more tradable packs, all the walkouts, boards, and stuff that you could put into other SBCs to get more tradable packs, which will net you more of those back. Any sort of investing on the side could overwrite those losses easily. Wait a second. I just got an idea. Hold on, I just got an idea. I don't know how I want to say it yet, though. We might wait. I have something on the tip of my tongue. Pause. That sounds really weird. I have something that I think would be a crazy idea to try. But I want to think it through before I say anything. I'll let you guys know if I change my mind, though. Hello, hello, Timo. What's up, buddy? Now tomorrow I start the grind for Team of the Year? Heck yeah, dude. As you should. All right, should we do our 8210s, boys, while we're here? Packed a Champions Icon Alex Morgan from the Mumbo Gold Pack from the Lib Sud section, which helped a good bit. Nice. Congrats on Eusebio, by the way. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, do me a favor. Smack that like button, dudes. Subscribe if you're new. We're going to be live for about an hour 15 today. Before I go have dinner with my lovely mother and my alright twin sister. Alright, well, it's an 82 squad. Try to use as many commons as you can. Eusebio's mental. You could literally open thousands of premium mix player packs and not get a promo. And the funny thing is we got it in... Wait. Oh, I don't have a team of the weekend. I was like, what am I not getting? The crazy thing with that whole scenario is we literally got him in one of the worst packs in there. It's a mix of bronze, silvers, and golds with only 3 rares. And that's what we got him in, which, again, I think shows the importance of pack spam rather than quality of pack. I think quantity will always outweigh. Love Black Friday, made 700k impact R9 Eusebio. W, dude. Gwen. Nice. We'll take it. Alright, goal for today when we're done with the 8210s is we're going to get through the rest of the premium mix packs we have saved. We're going to open the rest of those and then hopefully get a start on the tradable packs from the 75 League SBC run. Steve, what's up, buddy? 83. Otamendi. Alright, we're going to take our own advice. Dupe storage method. Just clear it all. Did this guy actually get Eusebio? No, it was completely clickbait. I just faked it for aesthetic purposes. I need a way to promote the grind that definitely doesn't work, ever. So, we came up with the idea that we're going to fake a Eusebio. My best pulls for this Black Friday have been Xavi and Cornerstone Reinders. Dude, we haven't heard of him in ages. Remember when that chick would get on all the podcasts and say his name a million times? Has he been playing well? Is he injured? I have no idea. He'll probably score against Sunderland on Saturday. I've also packed Scream Future and Schweinsteiger, but yeah. It's IA again, probably. You mean AI? Yeah, everything here is AI. Dude, not gonna lie, we were talking about AI taking jobs yesterday. I might not even have to force my child to play squad battles. If we can have AI run squad battle games for us in the future, best believe I'm doing that. Busy day getting college assignments done. Easy, just time consuming. How have you been? I've been great, man. Dude, that was the worst thing about college is the mix of lack of responsibilities, but actual responsibilities, important projects, non-important projects, extracurricular activities, friend groups, jobs, if you're streaming, content creating, whatever you want to do, finding a way to balance all that while dealing with the stuff that's not really that difficult. Like, it was the same way for me. I'd have like a million easy assignments. And I'd be like, all right, I'm just going to do this later. I'm just going to do this later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Later would come, and it'd be the easiest thing in the world. It'd be the day of. Assignment due at midnight. I wouldn't want to touch it. I'd be like, all right, let me play FIFA for a little bit. Okay, we're playing FIFA. We might as well go live, right? Oh, one of my buddies wants to go get lunch. Let's get lunch. Hey, since we just got lunch, got a lot of carbs in our system, let's hit a workout. Oh, we just hit a workout? We want to fuel that right back up. Let's get some food after. Early dinner. Let's go get dinner. Oh, I just worked out. I need to shower, right? Let me shower real quick. Hey, my other friends want to do something later. Maybe we should go hang out with them. We can't say no to them. Absolutely. Let's hang out with them. Oh, their plans are going later than expected. Instead of just hanging out at this place, we're going somewhere else too. Let me do that as well. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Assignment's due in less than an hour. Let me get my laptop real quick. Let me get it. Oh, it's a multiple choice quiz? Yeah, let me just click through this. Oh, it's like 1% of your grade? Yeah, I don't care. A, B, C, 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 D, B, C, A. Submit. 75%. Ooh, congrats. Let's go. Walk out. Brother. Can I pay EA to never give me a Newcastle card again? Can we make a deal? I just know if I do any hero SBC, I'm going to get that fraud right away. Gunner Elite. Just annoying, extremely basic Excel stuff that is honestly common sense but has to be done. Yeah. Just figured out that I have a lack of responsibility for myself. Now I got a 39%. RIP. He got a goal and assist on Tuesday. Okay, so he's still balling. Fair play. Issues when you do all that and it turns out to be worth 70%. My friend did that and lost 30% purely on submitting late. Dude, what did I do one time? I'm trying to think of an assignment that I almost blew. My freshman year of college, I had a math test. The class wasn't super hard, but I did not like math. And I also didn't want to do my math homework. So I would not get extra papers and write out all the equations and stuff, especially when I was doing it on a computer. So what I did was on my calculator, you know how the calculators have a lid on them and you can slide the lid off? I would just, for my homework, put all the equations on the little paper inside the cover of the calculator. And then when I was done, I would just slide it back on and then go about my day. And then if I was in class using it, I would then slide the calculator on top of the cover, so it's not lost. It's just chilling in there. And I remember we took a test one day, and I must have not put my calculator back into its holder and instead left it out to the side. I swear on my life, I did not look over once, but I had all the equations written out, which wasn't cheating at all. You didn't need the equations, but I see my professor come behind me as I'm taking the test, and you know how you can feel someone staring at you? I could feel her just staring at me. So I turn around and I see she's looking through me but not at me. I'm like, what is she looking at? I look down to where she's looking, and it's just my calculator propped up in the corner with what looks like a cheat sheet. I'm like, I swear it's not what you think. She's like, see me after class. And so I saw her after class, I explained it to her and she laughed. But yeah, I accidentally cheated one time. Dude, I had a lecture one time where we were in a computer lab and a dude was trying to cheat on a test using Quizlet and stuff. And it was one of those labs where the professor at any point in time can lock the computers. So the guy next to me was cheating. I look over, I'm like, brother, he's going to catch you. He locks the computers down, then pulls up his screen on the main screen, calls them out by name, walks over, and says to his face, I kid you not, he's like, so you have two options. You can either leave now, and I'll give you a 0 on this for cheating, or you can continue to take the rest of the test, use as many notes as you want, turn it in, and I'll still give you a 0 for cheating. Your choice. He just walked out. I was like, Unk reminiscing about college? Yeah, because it was like 3 years ago, dude. What are you talking about? Actually, wait. I might actually be Unk now. That was 2020, wasn't it? That was 5 years ago. Wow, dude. Are we sure it's not 2022, 2023? Are we sure Sunderland's not in League One? Are we sure about that? But no, I remember I had, speaking of Unk status, I have been grinding Ultimate Team for ages. I am a man of my word. You think I grind the menus just on stream or off stream? No, I also do it in classrooms. I would be in lecture halls on my laptop doing bronze pack method, and then I'd have another tab open on the side to flip back and forth between classwork and then that, but also the classwork, when you'd switch tabs, the pack would like auto open itself. It'd be the way to speed up pack openings before Pale Tools was a thing. So I would do that back and forth, but I didn't have a mouse, so I had to use the little keypad, and so it would take forever to open bronze packs, but we'd spam them. And then I remember we had a computer lab one, so I was like, okay, let's do it on here. This is going to be even faster. I could probably get a few hundred bronze packs open during this class period. So I'm sitting there spamming. The chick in front of me is bikini shopping on her computer. And again, this different professor this time pauses our computers, and he's like, just so you know, I can look at your computers at any time. It looks like some of us are bikini shopping, and it looks like some of us are playing video games. And he pulls up mine, and you can see bronze packed open. You can see the cards I'm listing and selling. I should have just pulled up my YouTube channel now I'm thinking of it. Free promo that I missed out on. So what's the easiest way to do the mix? Do I just buy the players because I think BPM is just not worth it, really? See, Barbs, if you haven't seen our mix video, it's in the description, brother. I'd watch that to get a general understanding of the basics of the mix and how I'd recommend doing it to make it as cheap as possible or for profit, depending on how you want to do it. And then past that, if you have any decent amount of coins or any decent amount of fodder, you can skip a lot of those steps and just buy stuff out in bulk if you understand market trends and prices and what you can potentially get out of packs as well. I did, and I only could do 2 sets before running out of MLS EFL. Why is making coins so hard? I can't win any lib cards. I don't have enough coins, and my cards in my club do mixed league grind, and golds don't have enough value anymore. It's so easy to win libs today, brother. What are you talking about? Lib and suds were easy money. We had marquee matchups. Force the professor to learn libs and suds. I should have did a whole report on it. I did a report back in the day in one of my marketing classes on, what did I do it on? I did on, not the structure of the MLS, but I did an analysis on why American football, aka American soccer, will not be able to replicate the success that European clubs have due to the structure of the league, the amount of money clubs can spend compared to each other, just the whole system in general. I gave examples. I gave players that did well in both leagues. I remember I even talked about El Miron before he became a snake and went to Newcastle. Do you think there's a better way to get coins to be able to recycle Mixed League easier? Hold on. If you got 10K, brother, I'd look at our trading playlists or the Mixed League grind or the premium grind to see price of players and make coins off of them. There's no reason you guys shouldn't be at over 100K by now. You gotta just make those initial coins and stay above it. Yeah, we got a business degree, marketing degree with a digital emphasis. Bro, everyone's outbidding me. Try sniping. I'll give myself 30 seconds. If I can't win a card in 30 seconds, I'll have to If I can't win a card in 30 seconds, I'll do a icon SBC for you guys. That's how confident I am. Okay, cards pop up, please. Cards pop up, please. Woo! Thank you. Oh, gosh. Is your content still behind a paywall? My content? Always packs under Newcastle cards, but not Burrow? Did you answer the question? Because if you did, I wasn't listening. Yeah. I said if you haven't watched our mixed league grind video, I'd watch that to get a general understanding of the basics on how to do it. And then after that, you can kind of take it however you want. If you want to buy out cards, you can. I've been selling at 1,000. So what's that after tax? If you get them for $750 or under, it's a bare minimum of 200 coins per card. We got, I think, 150 today in very little time. Yeah, bids are always going to be more than the snipes because people are lazy for the buy nows and lazy for the bids. Yeah, we sniped a few for 200 today. That was really nice. Lots of coins to be made in those. Can I just snipe? Can I go on Pale Tools and snipe a few? Yeah, if you want to do that, get yourself banned. That's your choice. I wouldn't use a snipe bot on Pale Tools to risk getting my account banned for 200 coins, but go for it, man. Who am I to turn you down? You think it's worth to keep Prem League Bronze Commons players? Been holding them? Or if I could use all of them in Bronze Upgrades? I wouldn't use them in Bronze Upgrades. If you'd want to try to sell them over time when there's Evos and stuff, that's the best way to do it. But if you can get 150, 200 coin sales on them in bulk, that's probably going to be the better outcome for you out of most things you do. Like, right now, I'm struggling with my club stock. So the issue I'm going to run into, and if you follow kind of a similar grind as me when it comes to... oh, that's not enough. If you follow a similar grind when it comes to just spamming League SBCs, our biggest issue we're starting to run into is we have so many untradeable cards that we constantly turn into silver upgrades, bronze upgrades, gold upgrades. That's no problem. But the tradable off leagues, we have well over 1,000. And we're to the point where we have to figure out what to do with those. So what I've been doing is when I end the stream, before I go to bed or before I go do something else, like last night, perfect example, I had my football match. I went and made sure I listed a bunch of silver commons that we'd quick sell for 100 coins. Instead, I wanted to double my coins and get 200 sales. So I went through like the women's leagues. I went through top nations of like Bundesliga 3. I went to like League 1, League 2 in England. And put a full transfer list and constantly relist those in the evening each hour. Get like 10 to 15 sales by the end of the night. And then throughout the day, I'd get like 100 to 200 sales, which doesn't seem like much. But that's a decent chunk of the tradables in our club. If you can do that on a day-to-day basis, get like 100 to 200 sales, and you have 1,000 tradable silvers in your club that you're thinking of just quick selling, you could double the amount of coins you have on your club stock. Or on your League SBCs, profit back just by doing something simple like that throughout the week. And just have patience. So, like, one of the things you'll see me try to balance now is you see me holding on to the tradable packs. I'm going to get to the tradable packs, but I'm still trying to sell a decent chunk of the tradables in my club because I don't want to get a bunch of tradable dupes of off-league, off-nation silvers that I'm just quick selling. I want to see if I can squeeze out a little bit more coins in it. Because those are the things that long term are going to net you so much more profit. But why bidding 800 when the player sells for 850? If someone is buying and they don't care about the price, they're just trying to get it for cheaper. They're not buying to flip. You got to understand who you're buying from. A lot of people buy to do the SBC, not buy to sell for profit. So they will do it up to the same price or 50 under with no problems whatsoever. Thus why sniping usually works better, because people... Double walkout, nice. Cold. I've never heard of her in my life. But she looks good in a Sunderland kit. Marquinhos does too, low key. When's Marquinhos' PSG contract up? Maybe Mukiele can talk to him a little bit. Martha! Let's go! Gold. Gold, gold, gold. EA might release a crafting upgrade that requires silvers and bronzes again. So here's the thing. If they do, that'd be sick. But here's the also reality, right? If there's ever an SBC that comes out that shoots, let's say, bronze is up in price, any decent amount, bronze commons and bronze rares, people have access to BPM where they're going to spam that while the cards are still up. Now it's going to automatically bring the price of the cards down when there's way more supply on the market. Especially if there's, let's say, a daily limit and stuff like that. So bronze cards can only get so high in price. It might make it more beneficial on the front end to do BPM, but it's going to balance itself out. Same thing is true with silvers. If silvers ever get crazy in price, like remember earlier in the year, we would club stock silver commons for 150, and there's times in the market where everything was 200 plus instantly, 250, 300 plus instantly. There'd be other times, like right now, where things don't even sell 200 by the end of the hour guaranteed. And then we'd have like marquee matchups, random daily SBCs that would come out. You'd have cards go to like 1,000, 2,000, 4,000. Some would go extinct. You'd have an Evo that would cause something to go crazy. You don't have to hold on to everything and anything for that perfect moment. Black Friday is a perfect example. If you held everything for Black Friday and the SBCs that came out, you made a good amount of coins. But you also were very limited with probably the amount of cards you're able to sell versus the amount you had stockpiled. I probably sold a few hundred cards on the whole of the Black Friday day. In the past, I would probably get 500 to 600, but we'd club stock like 3,000, 4,000. It's just one of those things. You definitely have to be patient with the League SBC grind. Well, it depends on what you're looking for with the League SBC grind. You got to define what patient means. If you're going into it saying, Mumbo, I'm going to do the mixed league because I just saw you pack Eusebio, so I know if I do like 10 runs, I'm going to get an icon as well. That's the wrong mindset to have. The mixed, BPM, premium, whatever you want to grind, there are cogs in the menu machine that keep things going in a positive direction. Do you guys want me to explain that a little more? What I mean by that? Or do you kind of get what I'm saying? You have nothing to do on Sunday and can easily access it. Watching F1, by the way. Last race of the championship. 3 people can still watch it. Actually parallels the Cars movie this year. Actually? That's sick. Time was second reigning champion. I might take a look. I have a buddy of mine who was pushing really hard when he still lived here to get me in the F1. And it still didn't get me in. Did you look at club stock rating reloads and cornerstone players? I sold all my special cards that weren't in forms already. I sold that investment off, so sadly I don't have any. Who is down to pack out Mumbo Elite after his soccer game? Pack out? Is that like the kids' way of saying, like, beat me up? What? No, explain, please. Okay, so take our way I'm saving packs for Team of the Year, right? If you think of the menu grind we've done so far, I'm going to pause the music for this actually, because I think this is going to make more sense to people. So, if you take the last few weeks, basically, was it a little before Black Friday we probably started saving for packs? Oh gosh, I have to look away. You are not seeing this. I did not just quick sell cards that I could put in an upgrade. Pretend that didn't happen. Get it out of your mind. Okay, so if you look at this alone, right? If we go to, where are they? If we look at what we've already made, obviously our prime gold player packs is nowhere near where I want it to be. I want this to be at least probably 250, which we're going to hit this a lot harder in the coming weeks for sure. But our small rare gold players pack is already at 365. I want to get this to 500 plus, and if we can, 1,000 plus, which means if we opened these during Team of the Year, 2 of these packs would get us usually at least 1 league-specific premium for when Team of the Year is out. So if I make 1,000 of these, I'm guaranteed before any sort of recycling, before any sort of exchanges, before any other packs, I could make a minimum of 500 league specifics without having to spend another coin. Think about the amount of SBCs we're going to be able to complete that will have tradable packs in them. Think about the amount of 8220s or something like that that could have tradable packs in each section again that we could be making coins on. Think of like all the informs in our club that we've gone from League SBCs tradable and untradeable that we could put into something like the 82 plus times 20 or sell for huge premiums rather than selling it right now for what the price is currently. Same way we would with BPM. If we packed an inform in BPM, instead of selling it in that moment to make those coins, we care more about the back end and we wait till those cards go up. Same works with our inform investment. We got the informs for basically discard, held them, and we're waiting for them to go up in price. We treat packs the same way and we treat the grind the same way. The mix is a cog in that. The mix allows us to make packs that give us value. And our goal when you're starting off this grind is to get you guys to not run out of coins. So that's why our initial grinds, whenever we make videos, we go heavy on trading tips. If you've seen premium mix from me last year, or both mixed and premium this year, you see me focus on 2 things heavily. You see me focus on prices of each SBC, not what they're currently at, but how to check for yourself, and the pros and cons of if they're up or down. If Saudi League and Romanian League can't even sell for 200 coins, you can easily win 150 bids. That is as cheap as you can pick them up. That is as cheap as you can do the SBC if you're using coins. It is almost guaranteed to go up in price when people see the value in the league. So that's the easiest trading and investment in the world, to constantly club stock those for 150, and you wait till they go up to 250, 300 plus, and then you double your coins by selling them, whether instantly or lazy listing. Things like that, just understanding how the market works, then can help you with the grind even easier, because the next time they go back down, you say, hey, I remember Mumble Elite said when Saudi League cards are up, you can try to win them under the buy now right now, you can snipe, you can make coins on them in the moment, but the real value comes from the club stock. The real value comes from having these ready to go. But now since I'm grinding the SBC a ton too, I'm already starting to make good coins. I don't want to spend double the price of this SBC section if I'm buying it out with players. So next time I can win them for 150, let me just club stock everything for 150. I can sell some on if I want, but I have the rest of my club to do 20 to 30 runs when I want to do that next. That's another way to look at it. It's a cog in the machine. Whether it's a cog in the machine in the sense of making liquid coins as a trading tip or an investment, or it's a cog in the machine to make more packs, tradable and untradeable. And then you take it a step further than that. And say you open the untradeable packs like we are. We're obviously at full dupe storage, so when I open this, we're going to have to deal with that. But if I open another premium mix, I spent so many coins already on the League SBC runs we did, but also, too, I have so many packs we have yet to open. This untradeable pack, you might think I'm getting 0 coins back, but the way I look at it is I just saved 300 to 400 coins on this card, 300 to 400 coins on this card. If we're doing the premium, I see an MLS card and a championship card, so I see 300 coins saved here. I see 150 to 200 coins saved here, and that all goes towards an additional run that I'll get more tradable and untradeable packs. So our untradeable packs or untradeable players, if it's an off league, get sent into upgrades. That gets us more packs of better value. If it's a marquee matchups, we can put an untradeable card into a tradable pack of marquee matchups. Finish those 4 sections with all untradables, make an even better pack at the end, get more liquid coins back from our untradables. Again, another cog in the machine. That you have all these different cogs in the machine to keep the whole grind going, and you can consistently sit in step 1 as much as you want. If you're a person who wants to do this with BPM, you could sit at BPM infinitely. Spam BPM, make a bunch of upgrade packs, sell League SBC cards if you want to, like Lib and Suds, all the other ones. If you don't want to do the premium at all and just want to do the mix, sell all the premium league cards, keep all the mix. Constantly do that over and over. Do 5 to 10 runs a day of the mix. Then slowly do the premium over time. But have thousands of bronze upgrades throughout the week. There's some people who enjoy doing that. Others like me, I have the coins, I have the time, I have the fodder. Let me just club stock like absolute crazy. Let me recycle this through. Let me start categorizing. Okay, I'm getting X amount of coins put in. I'm averaging X amount of coins back without a crazy pack pull. What am I getting a value untradeable? What am I getting a value tradable? How can we maximize that value? If gold commons are struggling to sell for 350, is it better to hold these until we get a flash SBC that sends them up to 400 plus again? Kind of like they did the other day after Black Friday on Cyber Monday. That was really nice. We made so many extra coins on those League SBC runs because we saved so many gold commons and gold rares. Same with the silver rares and silver commons. We had a lot of top nation Spanish cards that struggled to sell for 350 if it was a silver rare. We're selling at 500 plus, some for 1,000 because of that flash SBC. So again, whether it's BPM, whether it's League SBCs, whether it's packs, we never think of just in the moment. A lot of you guys are stuck on in the moment. You want to make coins now. You want to make packs now and open now. You want to do this now. That is fine if you want to do that. But the same way we tell you with bidding and flipping for coins in the moment, it will never reach the amount of coins you can make on an investment or club stock. The same way the grind works with packs. You'll never reach the level of success in terms of what you could potentially get if you're opening everything right away. You can do that. There's some benefits to it. But long term, if you can strategize how to build out the most value for yourself, sometimes that might be waiting for new daily SBC runs. If you have very few coins and you're a few lib cards away from getting another jumbo gold pack and finishing that whole SBC section, would it be smart to spend 3K on libs right before new content, or would it be smart to wait, get the daily bronze, daily silver, daily gold, open those up, and most likely get at least a few there? If you did that every day for a week, you might have just saved yourself 25K. Doesn't seem like much, but a lot of you guys who struggle to hold 50 to 100K, don't think of it now as just a way of making coins. Look at it as a way of saving coins. Are you someone who struggles to save coins? If so, what little tweaks can you make to save you more coins in the long run? I think if a lot of you honed in on that, where you're being wasteful, you'd have a lot more coins than you currently do. Does that make sense? Dude, I'm passionate about this. I keep yapping. I could make a million videos on this topic. I'm low-key addicted to putting unnecessary evos on tradable players. Not a great idea. You know what I'm starting to get addicted to? And it's probably not a good thing because it's probably the closest thing to gambling that this game has. I'm addicted to the idea of the same way we used to do it with exchanges back in the day. We would put all our liquid coins into fodder for exchanges and then see if we could make our coins back in the backside. I kind of want to do that again, but with League SBCs. Yeah, I very much want to do it. It sounds so appealing right now. Step 1, buy $5 to $10 on a coin website to get your 100 to 200K. I would not say you need to do that, but I guess technically some people would. Or step 2, get banned for buying coins. Yeah. Step 1, spend money to buy the coins. Step 2, get banned for buying the coins. Jose, what's up, buddy? I hit record just in case I said something of value, and I guess I did. I must have. Makes sense. It's just when you're new to something, you don't see the long term. You're kind of scared because you've never been there to realize. And because that is so true, if you pay from now on, if you guys like know what kind of grind we're doing or like the ideas we're trying to instill, if you still watch one of my grind videos, but through that mindset, you'll see kind of the way I try to push people. Because think of it like this. For a grind video to work, it has to do a few different things, right? For people who've never done the grind before or a grind before, you have to teach the fundamentals. So already, if people already have a decent amount of menu knowledge, they're going to feel like they don't benefit as much from it, which in some cases that's true, or it takes less kind of information for them to understand what we're doing. Someone who already grinds the menus like crazy maybe doesn't have to watch an in-depth menu grind for me, but they might say like, yo, are you focusing more on the mix or premium? And I can say mixed into premium through this and that. And then because they've done so many runs, they know what it costs, where the cards come from, where the value is. They can be like, okay, that makes sense. Or also too, they can point another way and be like, yo, like I forget who did it. Someone put me on that libs basically halved in price the other week. They were all like, remember when we used to trade with them when they were 1.5 to 2K? And then they got under 1K for the first time in ages? We're like, okay, we might now have to like do some sort of a grind at some point that focuses more on the premium now. And like the way that's going to look for me to save me more time than anything is I could spam the mix and the premium still. That's definitely a thing I'll still want to do. But it's going to reach a point where if I can continuously win libs and suds the way we are right now, flipping them for some coins, but club stocking tradables and untradables, I could start doing 20 to 30 runs of the premium a day while still making a decent chunk of coins back in the libs and suds that we're flipping in the meantime. Currently have 5 red cards, by the way. Nice. Love this channel. Spend most of my free time here. Why do you recommend the 77 pick? I actually, funny enough, it's in the title because it's out and it's something we can do and have been doing. I don't really recommend it as much. As much as it's fun when it's out to do, we did it a decent amount already. I think yesterday alone shows the power of League SBCs. Mindset, most important thing. Like every card I buy, I try to get an undercut. My friends always tell me, why the hell do you care about the 100 to 200 coins? Meanwhile, they're on 50K liquid. I'm on 4 mil. Nick, what's up, buddy? Yo, dude, sorry about the drop points today, brother. That was rough. I thought for sure you guys had it in the bag. Hey, it's not easy beating West Ham at home, though. So don't feel bad. Now I'm going. Oh, that's right. Sunderland beat West Ham at home. That's right. Dang it. But yeah, no, it like, not to get all sappy or emotional or anything of that sorts, because this is literally an Ultimate Team stream. But like, you could make the argument, a lot of the lessons that I try to teach people through the menu grind, the levels to it also relate to life. Like, you'll see very quickly, people who initially come here to try to make coins because they're low on coins, or try another LSMs, W. Try to grind the menus without having grinded the menus before. You'll notice the more time you spend here, the better you get at it, the more coins you get, the more runs you do. It doesn't feel like it's ever going to be enough. Or you feel like the amount of time you're spending is just more and more and more. And you hit a point where it's like, okay, let's reevaluate. I could do 100 runs a day. We did 75 in a 24-hour period yesterday, the night before and then the day. But then at that point, it's like, okay, what are we going to do now? What was the point of this? What can we do with this? Can we make this into videos? Can we make it into live streams? But also, too, it's like, what were you doing in the meantime? I can do that if my game's at, let's say, like last night it was at 10 o'clock, so I had plenty of time to do it. But what would it have been like if I said, I'm addicted to this, let me say I'm sick and call out of my football match just so I can play this more? Or like, I'm seeing family tonight for dinner. What if I canceled because I said I was too busy or I was sick again? and I just focus on this instead. You're not a motivational speaker, mate? United needs a motivational speaker. That's for sure. Results like that, you're not going to be in the top half of the table for long. Show us a Sunderland jersey or you're a bandwagon. One second, I'm just going to go through jerseys till I find the other ones. US, Italy, Brazil. Oh, yeah. Day one, by the way. Day one, by the way. Hold on. Where is it? No, did I lose it? Another US, another AC Milan, another Brazil, Thiago Silva, baby. My local, Forward Madison. Another Sunderland kit. Another Brazil, Thiago Silva. Another AC Milan. Switzerland, in advance to get Xhaka to come to Sunderland. USA. Another Sunderland kit. 2 more Sunderland kits coming this year. Another US kit. Thiago Silva, PSG. Thiago Silva, AC Milan. Thiago Silva, PSG. Or Ibrahimovic, PSG. Madison FC, club I played for. Sweden. Ibrahimovic again. Thiago Silva, AC Milan. And Sheep FC. Just a couple kits. Just a few. I couldn't find it. I have a t-shirt somewhere that says Live, Laugh, Lib. They're fakes from Turkey? Brother, the only thing from Turkey is going to be my hairline if we have a good YouTube year. Thiago Silva's sponsored stream? Hey, I'm Thiago Silva fanboy. Clearly thrown in the back of the closet and forgot? No, they were all in the dirty hamper because I wear them. What to do with 10K? Stop being broke. Make some money. You can take a look at our trading playlist. I'd recommend Lib and Sud flipping. Easy coins there. League SBC card flipping in general, looking at the buy nows, bidding less. Should we do that? Should we do like a donation goal at the bottom of the screen? That's a Turkey trip goal to get me a new hairline. I'd be down. Your hairline's gotten better since I used to be in the streams? Wait, time out. Do you actually mean that? Because I know some people troll sometimes, but I feel like a few people have said that. It might just be... You're not trolling? Don't mean it. Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, what? Okay. Did we hit dupe shorts limit? Would you ever get a hair transplant? I mean, it's genetics for me. It's gonna fall out. It would fall out eventually. I feel like, one, I'm not insecure about it, so I really don't care. I would just buzz my head eventually. But I mean, if the technology gets to the point where I wouldn't have to constantly go back for new ones, probably. But I don't feel like I would need one. Would you ever want a family? I have a family. I have 28 of you guys in chat right now. All my children. Teaching you guys the power of League SBCs. Funny you bring up the treadmill, buddy. We're going to do a League SBC treadmill stream soon. Where we have to do a certain amount of League SBCs in a certain amount of time. And every mile on the treadmill, or every 1,000 steps, will count towards a certain amount of League SBCs we can take off. Team check? Yeah, sure. Do you really think I'd be nice to you? I've not had a brain transplant. Hey, I never know. Some of you guys, I feel like... But don't judge this team. I don't use this team. I use my Sunderland one. I'm just flexing Eusebio real quick that we packed yesterday from the mixed league grind. This is the bread and butter. These are my babies. Remember Footmaster? We talk about him almost every single day. Love Footmaster. Explain your treadmill grind. I have a treadmill under my bed. It's a walking pad, not a treadmill. That if I'm trying to get 10,000 plus steps a day, I'll sometimes walk on it during stream if I'm low on steps for the day. Catholic 11's where it's at. AKA Ireland Squad. What do you even do? I completely forgot. When we, back in the day, used to do lib bidding and flipping into League SBCs, he would ask every single stream the same question. But he would confirm that he knew what we were talking about the day of. So he'd ask the question, be like, why are you asking this question? You said yesterday you know what to do now. And then he'd be like, can you just explain it again? And we'd explain it to him. And then he's like, okay, I got it now. Thank you. And then he'd say things to make it seem like he knew what he was talking about. Then he'd come back the next day and be like, yo, Mom, can you show us the grind again? I forgot what to do. He would do that like every single day for months. Everyone in stream was like, brother, how old are you? And he said he was like 8 or 9. He was the sole one responsible for me making how to grind videos. Because of how often we would answer his same question. But then on top of that, he also made me reevaluate how I have to sometimes talk about a grind to, in the nicest way possible, dumb it down to the lowest denominator. What is placing a bid? You don't know what placing a bid is? You've never heard of that. You've been in the stream for 2 months. You see me place millions of bids a day. You're telling me you've never heard of the words placing a bid before. Okay. Let's talk about what placing a bid is. Then you banned him? We never banned. What do you mean? He's I almost slipped there. He is currently unbanned. He's been unbanned for ages. Now, the sex bot accounts and the Footmaster dupes, they're banned. But the number one fan is not banned. The number one fan is a legend in our community. But again, just like a quick reminder, like I'm not showing it off in every pack, but again, mental notes. Like I'm packing cards for the Premier League section, rares that are usually hard to get. If you would be low on rares, you'd be spending 600 to 700 coins. I said hundreds. I should be good for the meme. Serie B card, Romanian League card, Lib card. Like, these are just all additional coins we're saving for future runs. Is Dante still kicking? Yeah, he's occasionally here. He's busy with life stuff, but he'll come in from time to say hi. He'll talk about Tottenham, how he thinks they'll have a good year. Then they don't do well. Then he's upset. Then United fans will come in here, which is like every single moderator. You guys will talk about how well you're doing. You'll beat Sunderland. And then you'll lose to us, Ham. And the process repeats over and over. Off to bed. All right, see you, buddy. Have a good night, man. Yeah, we're going to be heading out soon as well. Probably another 10 minutes. Again, my rule of thumb when it comes to dupes, your dupe storage, if you're doing our grind, should mainly be empty as much as possible. If you have something in dupes, if it's like a Lib or Sud card, that makes sense to hold. But especially as you start getting a lot of informs and dupe boards and walkouts, constantly rinse those. So I use a lot of 84s, 83s, 82s, high or low 80s, high 70s. I'll put those in like the daily 8210s. I'll occasionally do other stuff with walkouts. Like, I don't know if I want to use a 90 or like 88s on anything right now. But if I get some 86s in here, I'll put them in to make an 85 squad with some lower rated cards. We'll get the screen pick open. If it's League SBC card dupes here, even though it makes sense to maybe go in and get a League SBC done, for us to keep opening packs, it makes more sense just to quickly get rid of a lot of this stuff. Why did I just get a novel sent to me? I'm gonna quick happen for a hot body shower and neti pot real quick so I'm not a raging bitch tonight. So we might be leaving a little later than normal, and I know it, and I'm sorry, and it's making me anxious thinking that we're late, but I'm just letting you know we're doing that so I can maybe not be raging bitch. Thanks. How does one respond to that? You can't hit agree, right? You can't be like, true. Do I just leave it on red? Boys. You know who this is? Is that your sister? Yeah, she just sent me a novel. Well, I should have read the text before. She sent me a text like 5 minutes ago when I checked my watch. And I said I wouldn't be live for much longer because she said she'd be home and we'd be leaving like within the next 10 minutes. So like 5:20. It's 5:09 right now. So I was like, okay, I might have to end the stream soon. And then she sent that after, completely changing her mind on everything. No, so Darlington Nagbe. Has anyone seen the Alexi Lawless clip? A former U.S. player in the 80s, now a commentator, he had a viral clip where he talked about Darlington Nagbe, who he used to play for Portland Timbers. He was a baller in the Portland Timbers. He's still decently good, but American standards good, and the MLS standards good. Anyways, he made a hot take and said, you could throw Darlington Nagbe into any top European side, and the players would come to quickly respect him, see he's good, and he'd bring something to the team. And it went viral on TikTok, and then the search was Darlington Nagbe skills, and it's highlights of just Darlington Nagbe scoring absolute bangers of goals, and all the comments are just ratioing it, saying, LMAO, this is the guy they're talking about. Yeah. Jordan Tenegby. Absolute baller. Can I ask when Chiesa blocked it, were you annoyed at Isidore? For a very split second, it wasn't that I was frustrated. I didn't know whether he was going to be offsides or not because the camera didn't show where he started his run. Knowing how Isidore does his runs on that because he scored an identical goal basically last season in the championship, I know he was most likely onsides. So when I saw he had distance between him and Chiesa and Allison came out, I was excited. But then I saw Chiesa push him in the back and shove him to the side. I thought for a split second that Isidore might go down. But when he rounded the goalkeeper, it reminded me of when he did that in the championship. But then Chiesa decked it for the line. And if you notice, after Chiesa hits Isidore in the back, as his touch goes around Allison and Allison goes down, you can see Isidore's off balance and the ball goes a little wider than he'd want it to. So he can't really get too much power to slot it past. If Chiesa's there, he blocks it. If Chiesa doesn't make that run, it's going in past Allison. So when you watch the replays and watch the whole play, it's hard to be upset at him because there's really not much more he could have done there outside of maybe taking an early shot. But then again, he scored a game winner against Brentford earlier in the year. He scored many insane goals. He got us a point against Aston Villa with Xhaka's ball over the top when we had 10 men because Ronaldo got sent off. He scored from nowhere. It's hard to be upset. Also, too, can we talk about the idea that we're talking about this as Sunderland could have potentially deserved 3 points at Anfield? That's a wild statement to say. If you would have asked me a few years ago when we were in League One, would you be happy drawing 1-1 on the road in Liverpool? I would have been like, we're in the Prem? What? Yeah. So, long story short, happy with the performance. I thought Sunderland was the better team for 70 minutes. When they made the tactical changes in the second half, mainly when they took Isak off in the final 10 as well, and brought in all the attackers, you just saw how money and quality very quickly can do a lot to a team. Not saying that Sunderland doesn't have quality, they do. But you signed Wirtz, he's eventually going to do something. Even though he shot it to the corner flag, Mukiele put it in for him. Yeah, I was happy with that. I think, too, if you look at the bigger picture before we get into kind of this winter stretch of games, especially with AFCON, if you looked at Liverpool and City, those two games, if you're Sunderland, say, if you get a point out of those two, point or two, you're happy. 3 points, you're ecstatic. 6, you're over the moon. Going into Newcastle, that's the one that matters the most. Now, granted, Xhaka's on one more yellow card, he gets a suspension. Noah Siddiqui, one more yellow card, he gets a suspension. So it's going to be interesting to see what Sunderland does against City this weekend, because both of them would miss the derby if they get a yellow. Can't wait until Sunderland's relegated next season. No, it wouldn't be next season. It would be they stay up, sell players, and if they don't replace well, potentially be at risk. But yeah, I wouldn't be happy if I was a Liverpool fan watching that performance, for sure. I think they grew into the game for sure, and I think they're going to grow into the season. I don't think it's as bad as people are making out to be. I don't think it's anywhere near the level they should be at, though. Do you think Slot should get sacked? No. I would love for him to stay the whole season, especially when Sunderland plays them again at home. I'd love 3 points. Nope, you go down because you're one season wonders? That's not how it works, buddy. Do you want to see our autistic owner's philosophy? I can send it to you. Why they built the club they did the way they did in the past 3 years. He wrote large, lengthy papers on how they weren't building to get to the Prem, but they were building to stay in the Prem. They didn't even think they were going to go up last season. They weren't planning on it either. They planned on the next 3 seasons to plan to go up, which meant keep costs and wages down, sell a decent amount. That way you have the most PSR room possible. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sunderland spends another 78, 80 mil in the January transfer window as well. And gets another loan or two. Large, lengthy papers is the reason why you stay at. It's the reason we got Granit Xhaka. He called Granit Xhaka 12 times. Xhaka didn't know who the number was, so he didn't pick up his first until his agent told him to. Then he answered the phone after he put his kid to sleep, and he proceeded to, for 10 minutes straight, just give an in-depth analysis on why Xhaka should come to Sunderland, why he doesn't feel they're at risk of going back down, and why they need him to be the captain and what they're going to build around him. And that was enough to not only convince Xhaka to leave Leverkusen in European football, but it was enough to get him to basically instantly come to Sunderland, and then the quality of talent they're able to buy after that as well. It sounds like stalking ex-girlfriend. It sounds like a very passionate dude who knows what he's doing. I'd be jealous too. That's fine. Feel bad for Isak because they can't get the ball to him in the box. If you give him 3 chances, he's at least scoring 1. He didn't even get the ball once until 5 minutes before he got subbed out. But that wasn't because Liverpool couldn't get the ball to him because Liverpool sucks. They couldn't get to the ball to him because Sunderland sets up so well defensively. 3 years ago, you put Isak on Dan Ballard, he embarrasses Dan Ballard, and they win 3-0 in the derby during the cup game. Now, he's not doing anything against Ballard. Ballard's... How do I word this without it getting clipped out of context? Nah, I'm going to say it. Ballard is one of the most consistent center backs in the Premier League this season. Him and Alderete. One could make the argument they are top 5 center back pairings in the Premier League this season. And the only reason I hesitate to say top 5 center back pairings between Ballard and Alderete is because depending on how you classify Mukiele, you could make a case. Alderete, Mukiele, Alderete, Ballard, Mukiele, Ballard. Any of those combinations would be a top 5. Oh, I'm 100% biased, but I think that take speaks for itself. Sunderland has one of the fewest amount of goals conceded this season as a team. They keep some of the best clean sheet records. They have, let's see, aerial dominance. If you look at the stats, I think Ballard not only is one of the highest rated center backs in terms of foot mob and sofa score or whatever the other side is. Aerial dominance, I think he wins almost every single ball. He's, I think, top in the air for duels. Where do you think you'll honestly finish? 10th or 11th, probably. A really good January transfer window. Maybe top 9. But I think it's going to be outside of the top 2 to 3. I think if you look at the final kind of European slots for Champions League, Europa, Conference, and you go a few above relegation, I think that's going to be relatively close. I think you're going to have, out of the 3 teams that get relegated, you're going to have 5 or 6 hovering around that area. And then from right above that, I would say you're going to have your Fulham, Brentfords, Sunderlands. Leeds I'd put at the in-between staying up, going down outside of the relegation window, but few bad weeks you could be put back in. But I think if you put Fulham a little above that, your Brentfords type of teams, Brighton will be up there, Bournemouth will be up there on the upper half, Sunderland will be somewhere in the middle there. I think you'll see Wolves go down. I think you'll see Burnley go down for sure. I think you'll see West Ham sitting back and forth between that lead spot where they're going back and forth. Yeah, I don't think Sunderland gets Champions League football. I don't think they got a strong enough squad yet. I just want to get enough points to mathematically guarantee that they can't get relegated. That's all I want. That's the only thing that matters. Do you think Liverpool win anything this season when you said they'll grow into the season? Well, what cups are they still on? I haven't been paying attention to their cups. Did they get kicked out against Crystal Palace again for another cup, or was that... Because I know they lost the cup last season to them. I can't remember if they played them again in something. I don't think they win the league. I think the league's gone for them. Champions League, I don't think they're going to do much. Dude, throw them in the Papa John's Cup. Give them that. Maybe. But when I say I think they'll grow into the season, I think the more accurate way to say it is the quality of players they have, especially their new signings. If you look at Isak, if you look at Wirtz, it's hard for them to do worse than they're already being treated in terms of performances. Wirtz is what, 0016 right now? I mean, you saw his quality in the box against Sunderland. Like, it's there. It's just not fully come out yet. Isak, as much as I despise despise Newcastle, Isak's going to grow into that and maybe not be worth that amount of money, because I think very few players are worth that amount of money. He'll be worth at least 100 mil in terms of what he gives them over time. They just need to find a system that fits them. Palace beat... I don't know. I honestly can't remember. Wolves, Burnley go down. West Ham or Leeds for 18th. Yeah. But also, too, you got to think of it from PSR standpoint. Burnley and Leeds are as far as they can really go PSR standpoint. A cheeky loan with obligation to buy if they stay up could get them something. But you got to think they're at their limits. West Ham, how's West Ham financially? They probably have some room. Not a crazy amount of room. Wolves, I don't think even if they did have a good amount of room, could turn it around. I mean, anytime Burnley or Leeds gets another draw or win, and Leeds just beat Chelsea, you're now looking at it from Wolves' standpoint. Not only does Wolves have to beat Sunderland, Leeds, Burnley consistently at their stadium and on the road to outbeat the newly promoted teams, they have to start getting points against teams that are well above them as well. And so far, they just don't have it all together yet. Yeah, I think Liverpool will still get Champions League football. I think they'll finish in that range. Like, I mean, United's a perfect example too. If you go off of social media and you don't watch United play, and you go off the memes of the guy not getting a haircut because United can't win 5 straight, you would think they're having a horrible season. And they'll drop points, they'll lose games they shouldn't lose. But if you look at their style of football, you see just the absolute quality they have, especially on the right side of the pitch with Ahmad, overlapping with Mbeumo and the runs they make off each other. If you see Deleu's backside runs he makes, Ahmad almost played him in a few times. They have some dangerous attackers. Then you throw on their other new signing, Mateus Cunha. Absolute baller. He's going to start netting some more soon. Xerxes almost scored today with this... Was it his stomach? What did he hump the ball? What was that? We win every game we're not meant to and then drop points in easy games? Yeah. I mean, Sunderland's worst game of the season was probably Fulham, and we lost to United. That one was frustrating because I have so many friends that support United. I want them to see Sunderland in a good light, and they didn't show up that day. But, like, Fulham was probably the worst performance they had. And then the best is probably, what, Arsenal or Chelsea? If you had to guess the total worth of your team, including everything, what do you think your club's worth? I get what you're trying to say. I don't know if you can put an exact number on it now. I would say in terms of you take Granit Xhaka out for that signing because that was more of a leadership purpose signing and for the quality you're getting for the price tag. If you look at Ronaldo on a free from Atletico, if you look at Mukiele on a discounted price from PSG, Champions League winning side, European experience, Champions League vast experience, both in the Bundesliga and in League One. You look at Alderete, who was one of the best center backs in La Liga the previous season. The owner of Getafe was pissed that they even sold him for the amount they did. It was like 10 mil or less. he should have, Alderete should be a 25 mil minimum center back. Ronaldo, he's over 30, but he's still one of the best left backs. And I don't think this is even controversial. If you consistently watch Ronaldo's probably top 3, maybe 4. I think you could easily say top 5 left backs in the Premier League. And if Sunderland did go down, a Premier League team would buy him, and he'd be worth probably 10 to 15 mil off of a free. So you got value there. Ballard, loan with option to buy when we were in the championship. Probably got him for like less than 2 mil. He's probably worth 20, 25 mil right now. Hume we got for 150K. He's probably worth at least 10, 15 mil minimum. Isidore got for a few mil. He's probably strikers in this market. If he can score at least a few goals in the Premier League throughout a whole season, probably are at least worth 15 mil plus. He's probably closer to 20 mil. Talby is going to be one that continues to get better over time. Bought him for like, I think 18 mil. I think he'll be worth like 25 mil by the end of the season and keep growing. Noah Siddiqui, bought for like 25-ish mil. I think Noah Siddiqui, no joke, will be a 50 to 80 mil within the next few seasons. Robin Roofs. So Bournemouth beat Sunderland to Diakite, their French center back. We missed out on him for, I think, 25 to 30 mil. And then we missed out on Petrovic for 25 to 30 mil as well. We went from missing out on Petrovic for goalkeeper, 25 to 30 mil, to Bournemouth. We got Roofs for, I think it was 8 mil. And Roofs is probably statistically one of the best goalkeepers in the Prem this season. But in terms of his long ball ability, you saw it to Isidore in on goal. Ability to do the 8-second rule well, where he can put the ball at his feet, kind of hold it, get attackers to bite, and start the attack that way. Shot stopping, reflexes. He's a very complete goalkeeper. Still has room to get better. He'll be Netherlands starting goalkeeper over, is it Flecken who's the goalkeeper right now for Netherlands? He'll be their starting goalkeeper in the next year or two. If he was, let's say, 10 mil to 12 mil, I think Roofs is easily 25 mil plus, doubles this season. So I think if you look at every position Sunderland has that they bought that's relatively on the young side, I think almost every single player has increased in value since they bought him. No, that's who it is. Verbruggen. I think that's the starting goalkeeper, not Flecken. Read last messages. I think, though, it's the way football. If Wirtz ain't getting goals, they're going to banter, but can't guarantee every Prem fan wants him. Correct me if I'm from. I think the deal with Wirtz is anyone who goes for that price tag and you're not a striker, you're still expected to score goals or contribute. And with Wirtz, it's one of those weird situations where Salah seems like he's on the way out, but has been a crucial part of Liverpool's attack for so long. You got Isak and you got why am I blanking on his name? Who's the other striker they just signed? You got 2 more attackers that got huge price tags that came in. So you have a lot of different attacking options. You have Gakpo, who's good off the left side. It's very hard for Wirtz to fit into that system well, where he has a crucial role in the team. And I think right now that's where you're seeing him struggle, is finding out like what his identity is going to be in the squad. I think if you just watch Liverpool too, they just seem to not be on the same page this season versus last. They don't seem as fast. They don't seem as dominant with the ball. They sit a little bit without the ball, which surprised me. I didn't think Sunderland... If you look at stats, I think Liverpool probably had the ball more still. But Sunderland was allowed to attack at will and had a lot of space. I actually want to see the stats, because usually Sunderland gives up like 75% possession. It wouldn't surprise me if Sunderland had like 35 that game. Where is it? 42 to 58. Oh, wait, no, that was Bournemouth. I'm on the wrong one. 32 to 68. But I would argue a lot of that came from the second half. Before, when you'd park the bus against them, Trent would create magic and they'd score. Yeah, I think them not having Trent's a huge deal for sure. I think as well, we have complicated our team by changing the team. Yeah, that people think just because you have money, it means you're going to have success or you're going to have to build on it. I think Liverpool's problem was they were already such a good team, and you add more money to that and players out. Even if you have infinite money, and you treat it like a classic 11 type of team where you can just have the highest rated players possible, not everyone's going to gel. Like, even look at Real Madrid. Correct me if I'm wrong. When Mbappe initially went to Real Madrid, he didn't instantly hit the ground running, right? Mbappe's an interesting one, too, because Mbappe literally goes insane. I feel like he gets player of the months all the time, man of the matches all the time, scores a lot of goals. But literally, you would also see him always talked about as not up to form, absolute waste of money, not worth the price tag. He should have stayed at PSG. I literally don't get him as a player. It's all over the place. Liverpool's creativity always comes from the right back. Well, the team has to get used to coming down the middle. That's why Salah's been awful. Yeah. And also, too, like, if you look at Kirkez, that long-term is what? Going to be the Robertson replacement? Robertson, I still think, offers more than Kirkez. Kirkez will get better given time. Like most of them will. But, dude, Robbo is just annoying to play against. He's tricky. He can cut inside. He can go outside. He can whip it across. Can you show how to club stock? Yeah, Khan, if you go into the description, buddy, and you watch how to make unlimited packs with the mix grind video, it's literally, I believe, the first thing we talk about in there is how to club stock. Especially if you're trying to save coins or make coins, we show you how to do that. I miss Luis Diaz, probably the best left winger in the world. Dude, that's one of the things I don't understand is what was the reason for letting him go again? Did they need to raise funds or what was the deal there? Kirk is just blasted with ADHD and anger issues. Yo, I really rate Dorku. I think he'll get better over time as well. I really like him. How old is he? Like 22? But yeah, that Diaz goal, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Where he had like zero angle and still put it in past the keeper? That was brilliant, man. Dorgu couldn't find a cross in a church. I think Dorgu will become very good, given time. He's still raw, but I really rate him. It's not completely there yet, but you can see he's got some pace, some strength. He'll become good. Because apparently our sporting director wanted to sell him because it was good money, but Slot wanted to keep him. 100%. It's similar to the Irish rugby team. We have a player for a position who always starts because he has a higher ceiling than the other one. But at the moment, Kirkez is worse than Robbo. Also, too, can we talk about something real quick? Obviously, no one knew what Sunderland's team was going to be. And they finished like 24 points behind Leeds and Burnley. So when it came to them coming up, it was the assumption they'd get dead last. And it'd be a really hard fight for survival. Can we talk about how quickly the discourse changed from this, though? Remember when Sunderland sold Joe Bellingham? People were initially saying two things off the rip. One of them is Sunderland is selling basically their best player, was one half of the thing. Then the other half is another Bellingham's ducking the Prem. I think more people in honesty cared about that one because they wanted to see a Bellingham in the Prem more than anything. But the people who said selling one of your best players was a negative thing, he became the biggest sale Sunderland's ever made, instantly then bought the replacement Habib Diarra for a little bit more money than they got for Job, who has an infinitely higher ceiling. If you do that with more and more positions, but you plan for them to leave, and you have like replacements ready to go, I think that's ultimately how you have to treat things. And I don't know if every sporting director does that or every club thinks that way. Like, as much as you'd love to keep players and you don't want to get rid of some players, if you do sell someone on for good money and money's not an issue to replace them, they have to fit your system still. And I feel like if you're in the EFL Championship kind of playoff position, or like you were in the Prem, you got relegated, you go back down, it's a lot easier to do that because there's levels to the Prem where you can buy someone and they have more room to grow. But I feel like once you get high enough in the Prem, you can't really replace as well. The premium is higher. If you already have one of the best players in the world in a position, how do you replace them adequately? Sunderland are not special for replacing a player. I didn't say they're special for replacing a player. I said the logic behind it and the money is the important things. My point being from that is the PSR opened up from the Job sell. You instantly got someone with an extremely high ceiling as well for basically the same price you sold and bought for. So the wash there. But the room it gives you for PSR to get all the other signings, the ability to then be more physical and to be faster in the midfield for the Prem was a huge upgrade. All that went into the planning. Again, going into if Sunderland goes up, how are they planning to stay up? They knew they'd most likely have to sell Job, so they already knew the idea of the kind of player that they wanted to replace him with, rather than desperately trying to keep the player there until they don't want to sign a new contract and leave on a free. And yeah, one player, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but if you start looking at multiple positions then, it becomes a bigger deal. If you sell on, and again, this is going to be the bigger test, if we assume Sunderland's going to stay up, I would say the bigger test is not this season for Sunderland, it's next season. If you sell a few players, what happens? Can you replace them all? We could take one Liverpool player to Sunderland from Sunderland. I would take Ballard, long-term BVD replacement. Funny enough, Gertruda came in off the bench. Gertruda used to be captain for, was it Funyard? When Slot was their manager. So like all the Liverpool fans that were getting salty that he was hugging and laughing with Gertruda after the game. Gertruda was actually someone that Liverpool wanted to buy. If you go back and watch Gertruda highlights from last year and the season before they won the Premier League, all the comments are like, welcome to Liverpool. Can't wait to have you. Trent replacement, VVD replacement. Not necessarily VVD, but a center back cover. He's someone I'm really excited for, and he can't even get into the Sunderland starting 11. Just because there's so much competition. All right, I got to start wrapping it up soon. We've been chatting. Dude, I love these streams, man. It's so nice to just talk Prem football for once. Who would I take from Liverpool? I would take, on a free, give me Isak, and then we can shoot him out of a cannon to Newcastle. Or just put him in a prison and have him never play football again. Amram's giving me a headache. But no, I'm trying to think, who would I would take from Liverpool? I'm not going to say one of the bigger ones. One of the new signings. Let me actually look real quick. I would say probably McAllister would be up there. Maybe Gravenberch. Probably Konate, McAllister, or Gravenberch would be one of the three. With AFCON, I'd take like a Robertson type of left back. That'd be nice. But like long term, if we lost a center back, I think Konate is just his strength. The bit of pace he has, his positioning. If he has another center back he works well with, would be phenomenal. McAllister is just creativity in the midfield. Phenomenal. Gravenberch just is everywhere. Ugarte is the worst midfielder I've seen play for this club. And he comes on instead of Manu every time. And then the midfielder that was a bust is going to be player of the season in Serie A. I'm not going to say one. Okay, they're all big ones at Liverpool. Yeah, I think systematically Gravenberch is the one that makes the most sense for United and Sunderland. Says two of our... I meant more in terms of, you know what I meant, like the big signings. Gravenberch is one of the biggest impacts, but wasn't the biggest signing. All right, I got to go, guys. Thank you for chilling. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll grind like crazy. That's what she said. I have a project I want to do with you guys leading up to Team of the Year that I think will be super fun. It'll give us all something to do, whether you're saving packs, not saving packs. We'll talk about them more tomorrow or today, depending on what time it is for you guys. But God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.